Welcome back to the arcade. We're here back in Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, where we play as a sleeper, a cyborg, drone whose memory is that of someone working for a corporation, working for SNARP. We've been freed. And as we were being rebooted to free us from our need for stabilizers and escaping from Elaine, we find ourselves on a new station. Our ship broken, fuel lines needing repaired. Not much money to our name. No fuel. Barely any cargo. Let's see what we can find today. The factory road did open up. We also had the Hexport trade hall and the bends open up as well. We also have our first trigger now. Escape Hexport. Lane is hunting you, and Hexport isn't far from Darkside. Refuel, repair, find what you need, and leave before he finds you. We need to find a ship fitter. First, let's do our daily dock work. I don't have very much. No, it's crossed out. So I think we got pretty good rolls. We got positive and neutral for the most part. So let's go ahead and try. Maybe we'll get a positive. You join a few resting in the docks and pick up a few local tips. We just get +1, but that's okay. We're one closer. We'll also go to the exchange again. We're close to that. Our interface is down. Well, there's both interface and intuition. Is that correct? So my interface is okay. I can get points in interface. It's my intuition that's bad. Okay. So interface would be fine. You know what? We'll use another one of these 3s. Get the 3s out the way. Maybe not. Yeah, let's use a 3. Oh. Never mind. We're not going to use a 3. What are we here? Let's go ahead and trade some scrap. Comfortable. You've established a presence here, and the brokers seem to be a little more comfortable around you. And we've finished our clock. New location discovered because of that clock being finished. The Hexport Canteen. Common Trade Hall Canteen. Eat at the canteen for 13 cryo. Okay. So we got a new place to eat. We're unlocked by that. Interesting. Well, let's go carry out our main objective. So we got search the row. The factory owners of the row speak mostly in terms of supply and demand, but going door to door might help you find the ship fitter you need. Haul materials. Factory row is filled with workers hauling materials, though it's through its 0G corridors. Helping might win you some fans among the factories. And being that we're the class we picked, I think Endure is right up our alley. Lose some energy, but we got +2 to trusted supplier. You watch now the haulers work and do your best to assist them. It's tiring, but but they appreciate your commitment to the work. We'll do one more. There's a danger to it. Trusted supplier, there we go. You now have a little trust with the factories. Now the trick is to not waste it. There we go. Hexport, busy industrial station. Factory row howls as you glide through its cramped passages. Whatever its many bays and rooms once were, they now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Whirring manufactories, precisely engineering components with rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammer incessantly at bent ship plates. Everywhere you look, there is energy and activity, and for good reason. Hexport itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remaining meters is enough to power a city of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange, far-off way, because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it is hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors, 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexport's, and that wild, flickering city glow on their back like a tremor. In comparison, Hexport feels provincial, but deep in Factory Row, you can almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them. Tubes just like those Seraphim have waved in your face. The feed lines. You push over to the display window of the unit marked Karsten Supply in block capitals cut from hull plates. There, amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components, sits the feed lines, like some large biomechanical tangle of snakes. You slip inside, where the sound of Factory Row is a little screened, and spot a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. It seems he doesn't notice you. Enter. Wait patiently. You let him work, watching as, despite his heavy build, he delicately aligns the components, their layers slotting like puzzle pieces. After a few moments of observing the process, he turns his head a little towards you. Can I help you? His accent is heavy, but unknown to you. Those feed lines, how much? There's a sharp clink as Karsten's places his tools and the component against a magnetic plate on the wall. He turns with surprising grace and begins cleaning his hands on a cloth. Those sharp eyes scan you, but Karsten's thick-set features do not betray the results of his assessment. Custom built those for a client that never collected. He looked at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of the old Mevs, then? He sounds out the letters in a way you don't recognize as he speaks. You try to recall anything you know about your ship, but the memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphim should have come along. I think so. Karsten squints a little. Right. Look, Karsten drifts over to where you are standing, his imposing height evident. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in a distinctive monotone. Let's say a few hundred cryo on clean shits. He shoots a glance at the feed lines. 400, let's say, to be precise. 400? 400, Karsten says back, repeating your question without the emphasis. It's expensive, I know. It's a shame. But it's just what they're worth. He screws up his mouth a little into something that might be a smile. However, I'm more of the bartering type myself. But barter sounds good. Karsten nods sagely. There's a little favor I need a crew for, and well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks a cloth away in a pocket and clasps his hands. I know of an old Solheim wreck out there, very old, pre-collapse. It's tucked away in a dead zone, so no one has ever really cut it. He shrugs. Not only that, but Solheim Delerix have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship, so it's been left well alone. But a salvager like you, with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming. He smiles. I have a special interest, a need for that old tech. All those Solheim ships had a data core. Well, I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they keep in that damn thing. I do care about the hardware. So if I was to find you back here with that data core in your cargo hold, clean cut and complete, well then I could see my way to doing a straight barter for those feed lines. Karsten pauses, sniffs at the air again. You just need the coordinates. Simple as that? Simple as that, he repeats in his monotone way. So, you interested? He glances back at his workbench. Because I'm a busy man. I'll do it. Alright then. He holds out a heavy hand for you to shake. And as you automatically reach out, he grabs your forearm instead. Karsten pulls you closer, squeezing your arm. Let's keep this one between us, alright? He half smiles, his face huge and close. It's our deal. Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your palm. Those coordinates. And then he lets go of your arm. With what you swear is a wink. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring fills the air. Karsten, having returned to his workbench. You turn and glide out of Karsten's supply, with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement, in the pit of your stomach, and a cacophony of factory rows in your ears. A contract. Serafin might even be impressed. Look at the drive in your palm and smile. This could be a route yet. You think of leaving this place behind, in possession of an improved ship, too. Suddenly, a small but firm hand falls on your back, an equally small voice coming up with it. Hey, wait up! You turn in the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving from the rapid glide. She clearly just came out to catch you. She steadies herself using your shoulder. Steadies herself using your shoulder. Sorry. She smiles a quick and flat smile. Wanted to catch you. I'm Junie. Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries, something data scrappers call a deck, in her backpack full of components and trailing wires. Do I know you? She pauses, confused by the question. No. She pauses again. Karsten, she starts, still catching her breath. He sent me to grab you. She smiles that flat smile again. Wants me to come with you on that job. Her eyes shoot down to the drive in the palm of your hand. She smiles again. Why didn't he tell me? She glances back towards Karsten's. I guess he forgot? He does that sometimes. She looks sheepishly at you. He just grabbed me after you two were done talking, so... I don't know. That seems kind of fishy. With how much he pulled us close. Karsten's always sending me on things like this. I guess he wants me to help you out? Keep an eye on things? She pauses. I can be pretty helpful. So... She looks around the passage. Should I meet you at your ship? And you can tell me when you're ready to go? I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not sure. She looks nervous. Sure, I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving? I'm not sure you're coming. She pauses, thinking. I mean, Karsten said I need to go. She glances back at the shop's direction. And he does get pretty mad when people don't do what he asks, she shrugs. Let's see. Okay, she glances around. Karsten doesn't like waiting, but it's up to you. Jenny pushes off and waves. Looking forward to working with you. She calls back as an afterthought. What about the... Let her go. You watch her disappear down the passage. Things are getting complicated already. But at least you have a contract and a way to get the feed lines. Junie clearly works with data, based on the gear she was lugging around, which might make her useful when it comes to pulling out a data core. The question is, what does she get out of it? And why didn't Karsten mention her sooner? You consider your options as you head back towards the rig. I don't know about this, Sleeper. Seraphin looks nervously out of the rig's window as you finish explaining Karsten's deal, as well as Junie's offer to help. If this job was easy, Karsten would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch. He frowns at the stars. There's definitely something going on with that Junie girl. He shakes his head. What choice do we have? She would be useful, though. I think it's a lucky break. Seraphin gives you a look. No such thing. He sighs. This is the belt. That means someone's getting dicked over in all of this. We just have to make sure it isn't us. What if, Seraphin narrows his eyes, we get the car together to buy the feed lines? Is that even possible? I found a contract board at the exchange further in station. He gestures towards Hexport. We take on a job that might get us some of the way towards buying these feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Karsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on fuel, supplies, be ready for whatever comes. I'll take a look. Good, Seraphin nods. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too. Seraphin shrugs. Many hands make light work and all that. Or we stop messing around, we take Carson's job right now and get it done before he can think twice. Seraphin yawns. Seems like a whole set of bad options to me. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive. Seraphin nods in farewell, heading back to the engine room. Let me know what you decide. For a moment you pause, letting the haze of plans and ideas settle in your mind. Suddenly you curl up, pain shooting along your spine. You grit your teeth. Your muscles lock tight. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift, as if some connection has broken. It's almost impossible to describe, like you are floating away from your body. Dispersing. Dissolving. There is nothing familiar in the pain. Nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth. And then another shift comes. And you are back in your body, trembling against the metal wall of the passage. The pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb, and then a residual flicker. You flex in 0G, stretching out the tension. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists beyond the pain. A disconnection between your body and yourself. A flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation you'll have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you. It could be moments away from collapse, or it might preserve for countless cycles like this. You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands together against each other until they feel like they're yours again. Time is the only thing you need, and right now, it feels like it's running out fast. You head for the airlock. You have work to do. You unlocked a contract to open the map screen to view it. Oh crap, we got a map! Oh! Are high risk, high reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Contract preparation, care to succeed. You'll need to gather enough fuel to travel to the contract. Gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit crew, temporarily or permanently, to help you on your contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. This is cool. This is new. In the first Citizen Sleeper, you were basically you were stuck on one space station, and the space station would unlock as you played the game further and further into the station and all the stories and people that were connected. This one, it looks like we're going to be able to travel and do different things. Oh, that's cool. This is sweet. I wonder, can we back out? Belt is unavailable. Okay. We have the rig. Carson supply. So we can give them the 400 cryo. Or we can go and get the data core. We do need to get some energy back. For sure. Contract board to get money. There's that cantina. Of course, the space station. What's on the contract board? Conway signal. Hexport administration requires a fee to be paid to receive the coordinates of the job. Station management have located a Conway signal. They are concerned to see one so close and are looking for someone to disable its source. That's the question, right? What do we do? Well, I think that is a question for another day. I think today we end the day with a little bit of gambling. Oh, my intuition's so bad, though. What happens if I put this in there? It becomes a 3? Whew. Man, that's rough. We need those feed lines. So right clicking does that. Let's see. Sell raw scrap. Can I get Swift Scrap Solutions, or Triple S, as it's known locally, is a chaotic and slightly terrifying scrap guide where open shifts are always available. All scrap yards have paid data defusal work to offer. Old tech tends to be laced with protocols. I think our last one, we need to make some money to buy fuel and supplies. We also need to get some food in us too. So I think we're gonna go here. Plus 12. Okay. with that. We do that. And I think we go and eat some French fries. Get some of that energy back. Now we rest. Okay, cool. Not great. We did not get great dice today. Oh my goodness. That's okay. We need to work. That's fine. We'll use a 1 as well. I'd like to buy some supplies, please. We got enough to buy some food. Get some of that energy back. Now with that, I think we're going to spend all of today working with these low rolls. It's probably bad for us, but it's what we have. Maybe we'll eat at the canteen. Yeah, that was way better. That's a way better use of money. It's all less than double, but we get so much more. Okay. We get double, but we're saving one. We're saving a shit for an extra point. Do our final. All goes 14. Way better day today. Okay. Now I think we're gonna do both contracts. Any contract will go easier if you can get another crew member on board. Alright, we did not do our daily engage. Let's use this here. We'll go ahead and use our 3 here as well. No, let's use a 5. Because we want to try to fill this clock up because it looks like that's where we're going to be able to get a new... Do we wait one more day? No, I think we saved the 6 for now. Let's go ahead and finish this up. You have a good sense of this humming way station. Time to use that knowledge to your advantage. We've got some connections in the Hexport now. As you are gliding across the docking concourse, you hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cut through the conversation drifting out of the dockside shops. Glancing down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab at the bag slung over his shoulder. You don't like the way this looks, but then again, Seraphim told you to keep your head down. Ooh, I mean, we went with the tough one. Yeah. Without thinking, you kick off and glide down the alley, nudging the parabole of your drift, so you slam directly into the back of the most aggressive assailant. The impact sends them into the steel wall, and as if on cue, the figure under attack lashes out at the nearest body. He swings his bag in a crunching arc that sends his target tumbling head over heels back down the alley. The next moment are a blur of impacts as you grapple in the alley, kicking off the pipes and panels. A few seconds later, a call signals the assailants retreat, and they flee, shouting curses at you and the figure. You steady yourself, and a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. Am I supposed to be impressed? The man gives you a skeptical look. You like to throw yourself into fights when you have no stake in, he laughs. Belt's gonna eat you up. How about some thinks? The man's eyebrows shoot up. You think I needed you back there? He tuts. You're the weirdest one I've met, that's for sure. You watch the man go, and then after a moment he stops and turns back. He rubs his forehead, looking down as he does. What is your deal anyways? He sighs. Maybe you are new here, but Hexport is no place for do-gooders. I know what it's like. To get beat up? The man shakes his head. Hexport's got real rough. Look, let's not hang around, alright? The man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He undershoulders one of the bags and pushes it towards you. Makes yourself useful. Let's head. You get the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. Then he stops at a docking bridge connecting to a dull green ship with yellow markings. You look out the viewing window at its odd catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together. So is that his ship right there? Or is that his ship? I wonder. Symbol crash, he says, and you assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bringing in strays? A young woman, brightly dressed and stretching as she glides, drifts into the passage. She glances at you. No offense. Nia? Femi shakes his head. This one, he squeezes your shoulder, helped me fend off some Hexport scum, while you were busy sunning yourself. Nia raises an eyebrow. I'm sure you can handle them, big brother. Her glib response hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you. Thanks. She smiles sweetly. And I am sorry for my brother. She shoots him a glance. Just in general. Nia, Femi murmurs. Enough now. He reaches over and takes the bag you were carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you, but stays silent. Factory Row wouldn't take these, Femi huffs the bags. I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. He turns back to you. Thanks for the assist, Sleeper, he nods firmly. Not what I expected. He slaps the button for the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the symbol crash. Nia looks at you with raised eyebrows. I hope my brother was joking. Or did you really help him? It was nothing. Humble and a hero, she laughs. Thank you. She looks back at the ship. My brother needs help more than he admits. It's okay. She pauses, thinking. I want to ask you something. She takes a deep breath, then gives you a direct look. What is she building up to? Are you looking for a crew? She looks away. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you are on Hexport, maybe you are with a crew. She stops herself. I mean, maybe your crew needs crew. Maybe you are looking? I am. She struggles to hide her smile. Nia looks back at the ship, then at you. Look, I'll be honest. Being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me. She frowns at her own bluntness. I'm not a kid anymore, you know? But he still sees me like one. She shrugs. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. She gives you a determined look. What do you say? Should I ask your brother? That is exactly the point, she shakes her head. No, you should not have to ask my brother. Her eyes flare with anger. She catches herself. Sorry, she pauses. I'm a good salvager, all right? You can use me, she smiles. I can spot things, find gaps, ways in. She folds her arms across her chest. I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it, all right? Let me prove myself. Suddenly a shout comes from the ship, echoing down the passage. Femi, he makes both of you nervous. Neil looks in his direction. I should go. She pushes off towards the docking bridge. I'll be waiting. Nia gives you one last glance as she departs, then disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage. Ooh, we got an upgrade point! And a drive. The warehouses. Freight loading. Okay, can we make this a 3? Well, at least make it up to a 2. Let's go ahead and stock some freight then. We'll take it. Anything new open up? No. I think we get one more supply. So where would I add crew at? How do I add crew? Is this one endure? This one is endure. This is the one I'm going to be best at. Let's make a little bit of money. Give yourself a 100% positive. Get 11. I think we buy this other contract, and we do both contracts. Get the 200 and go for it. Not to mention that one's way closer. Okay. Well, for today, let's go ahead and end our day. Because I don't know exactly how our first voyage is going to go, or what we have to do. And I think with finding 2 new possible crew members, a new contract, 2 new contracts, a ship fitter like Karsten who needs a job done, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. And next time, we'll head out into space and see what exactly these contracts have in store for us. If you're still here, as always, thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for coming to the arcade. Have a great day.